In the beginning, it wasn't that we heard about it, it was that we smelled the smoke.
That smell was the first clue. Something was burning near Avista Adventist Hospital.
So I had been in the NICU multiple times that day, and that's kind of my home base.
Allison Brown is a nurse helping new moms and the hospital's tiniest babies.
Yeah, so the NICU is really taking care of the most vulnerable patients in the hospital. So the youngest, the smallest, the most fragile patients in the hospital.
As flames crept closer, the threat of evacuation became reality.
And then it felt like it was, you need to tell people to pack their bags. This is going to happen.
And what happened in a matter of minutes in this NICU is seared into Allison's memory.
I had one baby, the nurse practitioner who was there had a baby, the other nurses had a baby, and we grabbed the rolling carts and we grabbed our warm blankets and we got them tucked in. Some babies were still being monitored, like oxygen levels. So we tried to grab like our portable monitors. We loaded up their charts. There were some moms who had like breast milks in the fridge, and I remember our nurse practitioner dumped out her lunchbox, and we put all of that mom's milk into a backpack, and she put that on. And then we left.
The hospital they left was not the hospital they knew.
The other thing that is like, will forever be in my memory is like seeing the ash all over the floor. And every time the door opened, it's almost like it was just swirling in there. It was apocalyptic. It was something out of a nightmare.
And the nightmare continued, even outside of the hospital.
I just remember the wind was so strong and you almost couldn't see outside, and then the wind would shift and you could see flames in the distance. And when we got into the ambulance, I took a picture of me holding the baby that I was taking care of and a picture of the baby band, just as proof that we were there, just as kind of like a backup to say, like, we're here. If anything happens, you at least know that this is where we made it.
That ambulance drove the nurses and the mothers and the babies to another hospital safely outside the fire zone.
I will say, like, when we got to the hospital and the baby, you know, when the babies were reunited with their parents who were there, the moms finally got settled, it was such a sigh of relief. Everyone could kind of breathe again, you know? But man, these babies, like, you look at these little tiny babies and they're strong and they're fighters, and we were really lucky on that day because we had a really strong group of babies.
Strength showed up in many ways that day.
You know, I think part of being a nurse is that you are in countless situations where things don't go the way you plan and you have to keep your calm. And there was no other choice.
After all, this is her community too.
You know, Vista feels like our home. We know these babies, we're connected to these babies, they feel like an extension of us. And then you take it one step back, and so many of us live in the community. This is our home that's burning. You had to do what had to be done, and for some reason I just knew that things were going to be okay.
In Louisville.
And they were.
Jennifer Meckles, 9 News.